Hello, and welcome to Strength Goals. Yeah! Oh god. Terrible idea. Really bad idea. So, as I say, welcome. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Andy, and this is a fitness channel. But not just any fitness channel. This is a week-by-week journey following my progress in achieving some strength goals that I've quite frankly had in my head for years now, but never solidly buckled down to. And now the time has finally come to buckle down and achieve them. Now these goals are pretty broad. Some of them are calisthenics focused, others are weightlifting, and some of them are just general conditioning. Now you might have clocked just then that I mentioned the term called calisthenics. Some of you I'm sure will be sat there thinking, what in the hell is that? Bitch, you making up words. Calisthenics fundamentally means bodyweight exercise. It's been around for centuries, but it's a rapidly growing trend in the fitness community these days, which you can do anywhere, anytime, with anything and anyone, anyhow. So things like push-ups, pull-ups, squats, you name it. Exercises that don't require you to go to the gym and lift weights, but instead get you to lever your own body as resistance. So two things that you generally don't want to be for this are tall and heavy. Oh shit. But as I mentioned before, this channel crosses into the boundary of weightlifting as well, so I think it's worth briefly introing how I got started with all this. A long time ago at Durham University. Seriously though, about 5 years ago, just before I started uni, I was teeny tiny. About a foot shorter, I weighed 60-something kilos, skinny as a beanpole. So like a lot of guys, I started going to the gym, and I loved it. I was making my baby gains. Every time I went home from uni, my friends and family were saying how much bigger I got it. Ew, look at him, has to be grown. But then I discovered a video on YouTube which completely revolutionised what I thought I knew about training. It was a video of a guy called Hannibal for King. I'm going to put the video up here somehow. And it was basically him just showing exercises that I'd never ever seen before that just looked physically impossible. The kind of things that would make you go, so of course I was like, I want to do that. I want to do that. So I started researching, training more and more calisthenics, making actual gains like getting my first muscle up.
You got a dream, you got to protect it. People can't do something themselves, they want to tell you you can't do it.
And eventually I got together with a mate, we co-founded the uni-wide society for calisthenics, and it just sort of took off from there. Shout out to the Mighty Ducks, so proud of you guys. So here we are, 4 years of calisthenics down the line, and these are the three most important things that I've learned from my experience so far. Number one, there are no shortcuts. Whenever you see someone whacking out a full human flag with perfect form or a planche, you know that they've worked bloody hard to get there, no exceptions. It really pisses me off that you get all these keyboard warriors saying shit like, well, I could do that if I weighed 40 kilos, or derp. No, you couldn't. But anyway, I'm digressing. Basically, the moral of this point is you've got to build strong foundations before you progress into the big skills. It's very, very easy to skip out all of the boring conditioning stuff and just jump into the most insane thing your body can handle. Trust me, I've been there. But ultimately, it just sets you up for a fall. Which leads me on to number two. Look after your joints. Please, no matter what discipline you train in, take heed of this point. I never used to stretch or warm up or do anything around my workouts. I would just jump straight in, and then I wondered why I screwed up my wrist 2 years ago and it still hasn't recovered. So many movements in calisthenics put incredible stress on your wrist joints and your shoulders, for example. You simply have to make sure they're warmed up. After all, it's much better to spend an extra 10 minutes per workout warming up and cooling down than it is to overdo it, injure yourself, and be out of the game for 6 months. That is not intelligent training. And last but not least, number three, and the most important things that I've learned with my training so far, consistency is key. So many times I've been riding a wave of motivation on a certain skill, making mad progress on it. Yeah, sick gains, bro. But then a month later, I've plateaued, and it just drops off. These skills never get any easier, guys. You only get stronger. So if you plateau, you just got to change it up and stick with it. So tying this into the other 2 points that I've just mentioned, I think the real key to achieving anything you want to achieve is breaking it down and consistently tackling the little pieces. Wow, that got motivational. Final section of this video, guys, I promise. What am I doing here? What are the aims of this channel, and why should you watch? Put simply, I want to release regular, engaging content that doesn't reinvent the wheel. There are so many fantastic resources out there already. Some truly exceptional tutorials from guys such as Daniel Vadnal from Fitness FAQs and Calisthenic Movement. I'll put links in the description for both of those two. But basically that just means that I'm not going to release tutorials for things that are already out there. I'm only going to release one if I can add something to it. Having said that, throughout the series I'm going to be pointing you in the direction of a lot of recommendations so that you can save time in researching it yourself. I'm just going to consolidate a lot of stuff and of course give my own tips to help you follow along and achieve whatever your fitness goals are and learn the things that I'm learning as well. But of course, as the title suggests, the main focus of this series is to achieve the goals that I have set out for myself for this year. And to see exactly what those are, you're just going to have to wait till the next video. Thanks for watching, and if this sounds at all interesting to you, please let me know by hitting subscribe and like below. And yeah, until the next time, peace. Where am I even going with that? Welcome to Strengthgoals! Welcome to Strengthgoals! Yeah! Every frickin' time. Jimmy! Help me, Jimmy! Welcome! Welcome to Strengthgoals.